Hey guys, Pigman589 here with the Hauntober Tour Reviews 2019 edition. I'm here with Johnny Webb.
Howdy.
Helping hand. We are here for the Hauntober Tour Reviews. We're going to be doing a tour of Scary Acres this year, 2019 edition. This is my third year coming here, Johnny's first. Now, I know what I'm expecting coming through. Johnny, what are you expecting going through?
Well, I'm expecting like a really good hayride. See if I can get lost in a maze. So I'm looking forward to it.
It'd be amazing. Ha! Ha! So we're going to head on through. Come on, let's go, Johnny. All right, so Johnny, we made it through. What did you think for your first haunted hayride in many years? Going through a corn maze and going through a hayride. What did you think?
What I think? It was exactly how I expected. I mean, I've been, like you said, I haven't been on for years, but I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it though. I mean.
So one of the things I would say, like compared to last year, it is almost the same setup going through. It is such a huge setup. I can only imagine that trying to just throw it. So I can only imagine going through and it basically trying to change stuff. It's hard going through the setup. The scenes are huge. They're just seeing like the setup alone. I was floored when I went through to see how big it was. What did you think about the sets itself?
The set, I kind of liked it. I like how you go through the maze and you stop. You go right through like these little sets with a couple actors. They interact with you and stuff like that. All the props and everything. Then you go back to the corn maze, hit a couple dead ends, and then you go back to like another set again. It's pretty cool.
See, the one thing that I have a thing with, like, and I talked to the owner after the fact. He told me what was going on and how the season was and such. The actors, they're new, so they're not understanding how to step up a little bit. They're good, don't get me wrong. They have really good creep out factor, but the problem I have with it lies in the fact that I don't really like the raws, oohs, boos, and uhs over and over and over and over. When you get the actors that come through and they can actually interact with you, just stare like, oh, look at those glasses. I bet you can't even see your face in the mirror. Or something like that. That's a random thing. I don't know. Like when you get people like that who can interact with you, that kind of adds the ambiance into the scene and setup. When it comes to makeup and when it comes to the get up and everyone, the costume, I think that right there.
That wasn't too bad though. Because I remember when I was younger, I acted in a haunt like when I was like 16, 17, and I remember us interacting a little more, like a little more. How can I put it? Like aggressive with the people that were walking through and everything. You want to say it?
Yeah, that's one of the things that with the acting. I think with the actors,
a little more interaction.
Yeah, the makeup and then the costumes I think are always on my mark with it. They do an awesome job with the makeup, awesome job with the costume setup. Props are used so perfectly, especially like the person with the hammer and the chainsaw, and it's just I love the actors' enthusiasm when it comes to makeup, costume, and props.
Yeah, I think they were more, well, like you said, I think they were more enthusiastic when they hopped up on the hayride and interacted with us than rather walking through the maze. I mean, usually like a couple of people like pop up, make you jump. I like that. I love jump scares. That's like my favorite of all haunts. But they should be a little more vocal and a little louder.
Yeah, so, and it's nothing against that in general. I
still had a good time. Sorry.
Yeah, being an actor for 6 years working at haunts, I clearly understand what they're going through and how hard it is to actually do all that.
Yeah, a lot of
yeah. When it comes down to it, I think one of my favorite things is still the corn maze. I love the corn maze every time I go through it. Because I said it last year in the review, and I'll say it again this year. You don't get a good corn maze in any kind of haunt that often. And there are some spots, yes, that were filled with negative space, but it was done perfectly where it has some creep out factor. Especially another thing, negative space. I think I bring up too, is that with the hayride itself, They added a lot more props, a lot more scenes, a lot more different areas. It cleared up the negative space. So there's not so much in there for negative. It has stuff in there. So I think that was pretty good what he did there. I think if I had to give it a rating, I'm going to go to you first and give my rating next. So what is your rating overall for this year for Scary Acres 2019?
Well, since this is about one of my first haunts in years, I'll probably give it a 4.5.
4.5. Out of 5. Okay. 4.5 scores out of 5. All right.
Yeah, I had a good time.
I would give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think that when it comes down to it, it was a good haunt. I really think that if the actors just stepped up a little bit, had a more vocalization, it would bump it up to a 4 in my head. I think the setup itself, even though it is similar to last year's setup, I clearly understand how big these sets are and how hard it is to build these sets. I think that they did an excellent job the way it looks and the way it's set up. So if you guys want to go to a Scary Acres haunted attraction like this one here, because it's the only Scary Acres that I know, in Hayride Island.
The artwork too. I actually enjoy walking through the things and seeing all the artwork. That's like a big plus for me right there, because I always appreciate that kind of talent and stuff.
So if you guys want to go to Scary Acres, basically come to Scary Acres, Hayride Island, the links will be down below, guys. And be aware and be on the lookout for the podcast that follows all these haunts when I do a podcast about haunts on what's been happening, where Mr. Johnny Webb has been on it a couple times.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
And this has been Big One Night 589
with Johnny Webb.
If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, follow on social media, let us know how we're doing. Be sure to hit that like button, Rick, because it will show that you saw the video and you liked it, obviously. Give it a thumbs up. I need a helping hand in this one. So I had many jokes for all night. So this has been Big One Night 589 signing off, guys.